Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Ben. Ben is from England in the UK. So let's see what Ben has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Amazing. So, how are you today?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing some filming. What about yourself? You good?
Actually, I was checking now your stories and you this video for you in the park with your with a mate. It's so very interesting. You made me laugh now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's we've been doing it for the past month and a little bit, and we're trying to do relatable skits.
I like your dance like this, your dance like this, and the other guy like scared of you.
Yeah.
Loved it, loved it.
Thank you.
So tell me, how was your day today?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Productive. Um,
Uh-huh.
I like to plan things with a time schedule.
Right.
I had 3 hours to do 4 to 5 comedy sketches. We did that, and then I was able to pick my daughter up and do my errands at the same time. So yeah, I feel very productive.
Amazing. And tell me where are you from, Ben?
I'm from Birmingham in the West Midlands.
Born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised here, yeah, in a little place called Castlevale.
So what's the biggest joy of living over there in your opinion?
Biggest joy, I think community is a great thing. Yeah, where we are, it was a new build in the 60s, I believe, and it was very community based, and everyone has kept that ever since.
Wow. And if I would come there, I've been to Birmingham actually before, but if I would come to the place where you live, tell me
Yeah,
place that I shouldn't miss it. What's something unique about the city that I need to check?
in Castlevale.
Yeah.
On Castlevale, they've got some good artwork. There is a knight in shining armor on a horse, big piece of art. There is a baby in a woman's hands right by the shopping centre. And
Wow.
because it used to be where the Spitfires were built in World War II, there's a load of shapes that look like the sides of planes and physical Spitfire wings, and they're all around Castlevale too. So it's got a lot of history around it.
Amazing. Right. So let's start the interview talking about your career as an artist, as an actor. So
Yes.
tell me how everything started.
So started when I was 5 years old. I went to Birmingham Stage School and started from there. It was heavily dance to start, and then there was tricklets of drama and singing, but it was very dance focused, predominantly dance. And then over the years, the dance school had stage school had a contract with the Birmingham Hippodrome, and
Hmm.
that basically meant that as children we had the opportunity to play villagers. They were called babes. We were little children, babes. Villagers in the background of the pantomimes at the Birmingham Hippodrome. So we would be acting, dancing, singing alongside celebrities. There were celebrities like Joe Pasquale, Brian Connolly, Mina Anwar. So
Wow.
from a young age, I was, around and influenced by these celebrities. So I just kept going, carried that on. I was at stage school till I was 17 and had many opportunities through the stage school. I actually got a main role in one of the pantomimes, Peter Pan,
Wow.
and I was cast as Michael Darling, so the little boy with the bear, and I got to fly on the harnesses going up on stage in the Birmingham Hippodrome. I was again opposite some stars. Mina Anwar, she's worked with Rowan Atkinson. She was in Thin Blue Line. She's been in Shameless UK. She's very well known. So I was that she was playing my mother. So that's who I was alongside at a young age. And then at 15 years old, I was cast in a feature film and I
Okay.
auditioned out of 8,000 children in the UK. And I managed to get a main lead role as the King of the Moon. And the film was called Journey to the Moon. So
Okay.
from a young age, I was like, this is what I want to do. And so I carried it on. And then as I got older, I went to college, studied performing arts. When I finished college, I started doing short films and stage performances. And then
Okay.
in 2015, me, my brother, and my sister started an entertainment company slash theatre school.
Okay.
So together we stayed, arts related. We did performances, our own independent performances, and then we grew and grew and grew. And I've been doing it ever since, staying within arts and the arts world.
That's amazing. I love the stories when very young age you feel your talent, you express, you just need to put it out, you just need to to performance. I think it's amazing for you to be able to do that at a very young age. Amazing,
Definitely.
impressive, love it. Okay, Ben, so during the interview I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay? And
Yep.
of course, I mentioned before that actually you are my first guest on the show that I start to ask that for them to bring an object or maybe a picture, something that means a lot to them. I had this idea the other day, and I was like, "Oh my God, I need to put that on the show." So you are my first guest that I'm
Wow.
exploring that. So if you could share something, if you have something to share with us,
Yeah, definitely. Do you want me to show you now?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a picture here of me and my two children. So that's my son Leo and my daughter Lyra. So my fiance had it hand drawn, so it's like a feature. So she just had it. It was a photograph, and it's been turned into a sketch of me and my children.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Oh
Yeah.
wow, amazing.
So
And how old is this picture?
this was made at Christmas time. So my daughter's only 9 months. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, so it was made for Christmas, and it's the first one I had of all of us, dad and the kids, as a photograph. So I've had it on my desk ever since. It means a lot to me.
Damn, I've got goosebump everywhere right now. I think it couldn't be in a better way for me to start this new part of the show for you to share that personal picture. Oh my God, thanks so much.
That's
It's
okay.
great. I love it. I think it says everything over there. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
you're welcome.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views? Yeah,
Yes.
amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Of random questions. So what I'm going to do,
Yep.
I'm gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna just like you in the park, like this before, like the videos, go like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm shaking my head.
I love it. So before we start the interview, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change. Okay,
Okay.
amazing. First question is, what makes you very sentimental?
What makes me sentimental?
Yeah.
I think my personality. I feel like I'm uh, conventional in a good way. It's against the status quo, against what's normal. And I think my fiance gets the most of it. But uh, all I think, yeah, as a personality, I try to be unique and individual, not following the crowd, do my own thing, and I feel that that's sentimental about me.
Do you cry easily?
Uh, I wouldn't say in actual life, but in acting, yes.
Wow. And there is a technique for you to do it, or tell me how do you prepare yourself for a time when you need to be emotional, need to cry? There is something that you do it.
So music helps. Music is a huge key factor. And then what I did, I had my headshots taken 2 weeks back, and they played a piece of music, and they said, think of something that would, make you emotional, get you in this headspace. And all I did was think of my children, and I had tears
Oh,
come down my face. So it's not something that happens regularly, but thinking of my children and the music, it creates, this atmosphere, this feeling. And I wasn't thinking about my children in a negative or positive way. I was just thinking about them full stop, and the tears
of,
were coming down my face.
of course. And what's the biggest joy of being a dad, in your opinion?
Being a dad,
Yeah, being a dad. What do you like the most about it?
I just love that I get to be their dad and I get to see them every day. And when I'm away from them for more than a couple of hours, it's too much and I want to see them again. There'll be times when, I want a break when it'll be a weekend when I've been working so that I'll go to grandparents. But then when they're at the grandparents, I'll be saying, I want them back.
And so far, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from your kids?
Meaningful lesson. I think that your priorities change, that it's not about you anymore. What you thought was about you has to shift, and it's all about the children, and it has to be that way.
Totally. I'll tell you something, Ben. Since young age, I always wanted to have a child. I
Yeah.
think, I don't know, I remember like back in Brazil, I'm originally from Brazil, and I remember like when I was 16, 17, and I was like, oh my God, I want to have a child one day. I would like to have a son or a daughter. And it's so interesting because, I when I thought about that through my life, I always picture, like genuinely, this picture of this child always came to my mind. And guess what? My best friend, he's French, and he lives in Canada. And
Yeah.
he and his partner, they have the first child 7 years ago, and they chose me to be the godfather. And I go
Oh,
every year go to see them, to see him, and you cannot believe it. When I saw him for the first time, when I saw him, like even growing up now, he's 7 year old now. He's exactly the child I thought about when I was thinking about having a child. It's so interesting, you know. And you say about parenting, and when I'm there, you know, it's not about them anymore. It's all about the kids. Their lives is all
yeah.
around the kids. There's time to, very well.
Yeah.
It's time to wake up. It's time to go to bed. It's time to, there's time for everything, for eating, this and that. And I see
Yeah.
them. It's a full-time work. When I'm there, I feel like, my God, it's so impressive to see them parenting because, it's beautiful to see. It's hard work, as you know very well. Some days you just want to cry. You just want to run away because a lot's going on. But at the same time as well, is the biggest joy of parenting for sure. So I get your point. I'm not a parent, but seeing my
Definitely.
godson growing up through my my best friend and his partner, both of them, is just like beautiful to see how great he is. And I go like, my God, I can, bound to you. I can take my hat for you, both of you, because they do a good job with their two kids. They have two kids as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's great. Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
That I've ever done. Maybe supporting my partner through a C-section cesarean.
Okay.
I think the first time I ever had to do that, again, it was removing whatever feelings I had and any fear that I had. That had to
Mm-hmm.
disappear. That had to go because I had to be there for my partner. And what it was an emergency C-section because they'd done everything they could to try and get my boy out, and it was the last section. They said this is what we're gonna have to do now. It's gonna have to be a C-section. So being there and supporting my partner through that time was scary. She was scared. I was very scared. High anxiety, but in that moment, I think I had to just step away and go, it's not about me. It's about my partner. I'm very scared internally, very scared, but I have to show up and be this partner, and I have to be this new dad. So I think in that moment it was a big step for me and one of the scariest things I've ever done.
Well, thanks for sharing, Ben. Thanks for sharing. Think who go through those moments can explain the feeling, the anxiety, everything. A lot of feelings there going on. And tell me, how did you path cross for the very first time, if you can share, between you and your partner?
So we went to school together. She was 2 years below me. She was actually my younger brother's year at school.
Okay.
And we used to go to a singing club called Bella Voce in school. Beautiful voice in Italian.
Wow.
And we was in this singing club together after school. And I used to have a little crush on her, and I didn't know at the time, but she used to have a little crush on me. And so I would have been 16 at the time, and then we seen each other online through messaging, and that was in 2012. So from
Oh,
2008, it would have been 4 years later. We started messaging each other, and yeah, the rest is history.
wow. Okay, so she's watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
If she's watching, I'd say it's been a great journey, it's been a great ride, and I wouldn't change anything.
Oh, saying that, what's the biggest difference between both of you and the biggest similarity?
So the biggest difference is our personality. Very polar opposite personalities in terms of I was always the joker when we first got together, and she was a bit more serious. So I was always taking the mick a little bit, always joking, and she was not as jokey. So it was very polar opposite. But I think as we've got older, we've sort of mediated. I've calmed down the jokes and taking the mick. So that I'd say was our biggest difference, personality. Biggest similarity is the parenting,
Mhm.
and it always comes back to the parents. There's probably parents out there that have nothing in common with their partner in terms of how they parent and their parenting style. um, but in terms of me and Jade, my partner, it's very much we are both aligned on how we should, bring up our children, what they deserve, what we didn't have as children, what they should have. And we share that is a similarity in terms of, yeah, the parenting.
Amazing, very good. Next question, let's do it. Right, before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of acting, of being an artist? What do you like the most about it?
It's the feeling, and I don't know if everyone gets it. And I teach, so I'm also an acting teacher, and I say to my students, do you ever have a scene or do you do something and you get the shiver up your back? That's what I say to them. Some of them say yes, some of them say no. But every time I do the scene and I'm feeling in the scene, and I've released all the tension, I've released everything, and I'm in that moment, I will get shivers up my back, my breathing will change because I'm in the zone, and
Yeah,
I love that feeling of being that character in that moment. If I get the shivers, that's what I was hoping for, and that's what I love the most.
and the flip side, what do you find most challenging about teaching or about acting? How do you see that based on your experience?
Teaching can be difficult, in terms of commitment from children in terms of learning lines, scripts, and things like that. Especially as they get a bit older, that is very challenging. Dealing with parents can be challenging, as you can
Mhm.
imagine. Because they could be doing long rehearsals or taking time away from exams. So dealing with parents can be challenging. But for acting, for me, I think as a whole, the industry.
Mhm.
If you don't put yourself out there and do your own work,
Yeah,
then you're sat waiting. For example, the content that I'm putting out now is, it's going out into the world. That's my platform. As Hollywood is a platform, as Netflix is a platform. Everyone has to create their own platform and put their work out there. Otherwise, you're sat there, you're waiting on a job, you're not doing your practice, you're not putting the work in, and you could be waiting for years, and that is very difficult because it's not going to be handed to you. In this industry, it is all about connections. Me having
mhm.
this platform and doing what I'm doing with comedy skits, that's not to say that it's going to be successful. That just means that people are going to find it funny, and I'm going to enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I get to exercise my acting. But if I had someone who I knew high up in Netflix or Hollywood, they would say, look at this guy, check him out on social media, look what he's doing, and then that would give me the step up that I need. Unfortunately, I don't have those connections, but that is how it works.
I get your point. And I think, I think everything has a challenge. You know, every job or every career, there's always a challenge. And of
Yeah.
course, in the industry, the movie industry now, or the business itself, with social media just exploded, it became more difficult because there's so many creative people around the globe, you know, sharing. You know, like you did, for example. My God, when I went to check your message and I click on your stories and I saw you moving, I couldn't stop watching to the end because it got me with your moves, with the your other actor making this face. I was like, oh my God, it's so interesting, and it made me smile, like genuinely. So I get it. I get your point. I think there is a beauty behind, but again, the journey is not easy, but it's enjoyable to go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hard, but enjoyable for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. Next question is, who is your biggest hero?
Biggest hero. Can it be two?
Yes.
Um, Probably my parents,
Wow.
because of how they supported me and doing what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
Always pushed me to, follow my dreams. Um, Brought me up so that I was living a positive way. There's away from negativity. What we say in our family was we was almost brought up in like a bubble. So the O'Hares were in this bubble and protected from negativity, from any harm. So we have this sort of lifestyle where we see it differently. And because my mum's a spiritualist, she's very, very positive.
Wow.
And my dad, has got that side from being with my mother. And I think, yeah, it's just made us who we are, very positive people. Um, Manifesting and making sure life's going the right way, not letting things get to us. And there's a lot of people that don't have that because of their parents. Um, and I think, it's a very, very big part of your life. It might seem like, parenting is just a little thing that you do, and then they grow older, your children, they're 16 to 18, they go off. It's not. You've got to shape your children because that'll be who they are for the rest of their life. And it's the same with school. It's very similar to if you have a negative or positive experience in school between those 5 years in England, that can negatively impact you for the rest of your life, or it can positively impact you for the rest of your life. That's in office work, different settings because of if you were bullied in school, for example, you might be insecure going into office settings or any work settings. But if you had a good experience in school, you've got that positivity, you've got that confidence, and that can help you. So, yeah, going back to the parenting, it was very, very well done by my parents, and I commend them for that. So, I would say they're my heroes.
Wow. And for them, for you growing up, so I believe that they always supported you for your career.
Yeah,
Wow.
always.
I think it's a big plus for you to be able to, when when you have a career that, of course, you know, it's still there is a big stigma that is still artists. They go like, oh, it's not a job, it's not a career, it's difficult. It's there. I feel that's still there. But however, when you have your parents behind you, support you, trust me, it's a big plus because, as you know, some parents they still don't go with the same flow with other kids, or they think that, oh, it's not it's not like a regular career, it's not like a professional, it's not like a serious career. Of
Yeah.
course it is, you know, it's there your parents could spot on you very young age that was already there. And I think when the parents they can support and see that, for sure, I'm sure you are very grateful for that. For you feel confident, you feel strong, you feel like, you know what, I can just do it because I have my support behind me. I think it's very interesting, very important for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I've never experienced the you should probably get a real job or you should probably get a normal job. I've never experienced that from my parents at all. I've had it from friends, with
Hmm.
you'd think they'd have their best interest at heart because they want me to, be able to financially support myself, etc.
Yeah.
But with my parents, it was always, yeah, you should do it. You've got this
Wow.
talent, go for it. Which is, very big risk for your parents to say that.
Totally, absolutely.
But
But just
yeah,
they,
that was
they,
always the way.
they just want to see you happy and performing and doing your, you know, your talent, your gift. So I think
Yeah.
it's very important. Saying that, what's the biggest joy of being Ben? What do you like the most about being you?
Being me. Hmm. What do I like about being me? I think I like doing what I do.
Mhm.
So I'm very structured. I'll have a structured morning. I'll either go to the gym or I'll train at home, and I'll make sure there's a specific time to do all those things so that I've got enough time to come back and work and write. I love writing, and I put on a writer's playlist, and I get in the zone. And if I've got to do, some learn some lines for acting, I'll come back and I'll do that. I think just the way I do things, I enjoy, and doing that and keeping a routine, it keeps the chaos away. So my mum, my sister, there's a lot of chaos in their life accidentally. They're wacky, crazy lives. There's a lot of chaos. I don't like chaos in my life. So
Right.
if I keep my routine and I stick to what I do and what I like doing, Ben's life is chaos free. And I love that. I don't want any chaos. I don't want any nonsense. I just want to live this nice, easy life. Because there's a lot of negativity. You see it online. Oh, I've had a bad day. Oh, this is bad, this is bad. I don't experience that. Realistically, if I knuckle down and just keep doing what I do, if it's rain outside, it's grey, it's awful, it's not very good. But I'm not going to let that affect me. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm going to do. And we say in England, just crack on, just keep going. And as long as I do that and Ben does that, I'm happy.
Love it. When it's raining, just go outside and learn dance in the rain. And the rain is
Yes.
going to have a different, a different feeling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It, to be honest to you, Ben, I'm from Brazil, and people go like, "My God, actually, the rain never hit me like in a way." I don't get. I understand that people can get a little bit, down or melancholic or miserable, all those things about the weather, and I get that. But luckily, I never felt that. Sometimes I open the window and I see rain. I'm like, wow, I see
Yeah.
a beauty. And I understand sometimes, of course, maybe sometimes you have those days when you are tired or something. It's normal.
Yeah.
However, you just see how you approach it. You just need to be grateful for everything. And when it's like a habit in your mind, when you start doing it, at one point, you don't see as a negative thing or a problem. You just see as part of it and you just enjoy it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And if you were thinking, for example, if I was writing, a play where I needed to be in the zone of, this dark, rainy atmosphere and it's raining outside, it's only going to benefit me. So it matters and it benefits how you're feeling on that day. If you really feel low, you need to see some sunshine. If you're in a certain mood where the rain isn't going to bother you and it could impact you in a way, if you're a writer or you're creative, it's a bonus. But if you're not feeling very good in England, you've had a bad day and it starts raining, the English don't like it.
Amazing.
Not fans.
3 questions left. Let's do
Okay.
it. Right. So before the next question, let's do a little game. So let's pretend now that you have the biggest budget in your hands and you're going to put together a play or a short movie or a play, anything. And you can cast anyone to be part of it. You're going to be on it as well. And you can cast anyone to play your dad, anyone to play your mom, also a romantic love or a romantic partner, and you can collaborate with any director or producer in the world. It's not a problem. Money for is not a problem because you've got everything. So tell me those names.
Um, it would be a musical
Okay.
because that's my background. I'd love making films, but it'd be a musical.
Okay.
Um, to play my mum would probably have to be um, let me think. Julie Walters to play my mum.
Okay.
She was in Harry Potter. She was the Weasley's mother.
Okay.
Yeah, she could play my mum. I think for my dad, it would be John Hamm
Okay.
would play my dad.
Right.
Like John Hamm. Um, in terms partner,
Yeah.
let's romantic partner. Trying to think who I would really like to work with, who I've seen. Um, maybe Emma Stone.
Wow, it's a big
Yeah,
one. And the
yeah.
big boss to help you to put all together.
Big Boss. If it was going to be someone from Hollywood that's done a film and do stage, it would probably have to be Nolan.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so now the question is gonna be a bit tougher now.
Okay.
One day you're gonna wake up in the morning having four missed calls on your phone from those four names you just
Yeah.
mentioned right now. Which one you're gonna call back straight away? Which one you're gonna send a message? I call you back later. And the other two, you just ignore for now. You don't call back, you don't send a message, you just ignore them.
I'd call back Nolan.
Okay.
I'd say to Emma Stone, I'll ring you back later. I know. And John Hamm and Julie Walters, I'd have to get back to another time. I know.
Oh my God, they are watching this interview. Just let you know, okay? All of them.
Sorry.
You can blame me. I put in the spot. It's my fault. Okay, next question is, which movie had a big influence on you?
Movie. I really loved Inception. And I know
Right.
it's the cliche sort of thing, and it's one of the biggest ones, but when I went to see that in the cinema, I was blown away. And I seen the trailer. I went to watch, I believe it was when I watched Shutter Island, because that was first. I seen the
Yeah,
trailer for Inception and I thought, my God. I seen the scene where the city overlaps onto itself, and I was just in awe at the screen. I thought, there's no way I'm seeing this. And I'm big into dreams anyway. I'm a big dream sort of person. Um, so when I saw that, I went to watch it, Inception. Incredible. Such a amazing premise. Brilliant director. I mean, you've got Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom
yeah.
Hardy. Brilliant, brilliant. And people might say that, oh, it's an obvious answer, but for me, it's a core memory of mine watching that in the cinema.
Wow, very good. Two questions left. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Okay, next question is, what's the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you?
Hmm. Most beautiful. There'd probably be something for my partner.
Hmm.
Um, I think personalizing gifts every time for me. I think there's a thought behind it.
Yeah,
Birthdays, Father's Day, photographs. It's not just let's get him a mug or let's get
wow,
him a t-shirt. It's always personalized things. And I think
amazing.
that takes, a beautiful thought to go, I'm going to make sure it's going to be, meaningful rather than it's just a birthday, just get a card. So yeah, my partner Jade really makes the effort to make sure it's personalized every time.
Some people, they have the talent for that. Some people, they know how to, to touch our hearts, with, as you said, with like a drawing, or if
Yes,
it's just something there. I admire those people because it sounds so romantic, it sounds so personal, it sounds so touching that and you cannot pretend being this way. Or you are this way, or you're not. You know what I mean? Sometimes people, they can do nice surprise, they can buy present, they can still touch us. But some people, they have this thing, how to get to us. And when they know us very well, it makes even easier for them.
absolutely, yeah. And I 100% agree. It's in them as a person,
Yeah,
and it's that selflessness of I want to make them feel happy. Um,
totally,
I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for them.
totally.
And it takes a special type of person to do that. So,
Yeah.
definitely agree.
And I'm sure she feels even happier to do for you, like to organize that for you, than yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah,
It's
yeah.
for sure. Last question, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Last one. Love your moves. Right. So before the last question, once back in Brazil, I was watching once an interview with a comedian,
Yeah,
and he said something that stuck to my head. He said once, Not every actor can be a comedian, but every comedian can be an actor. Do you agree with that or not?
Well, I was thinking about this just yesterday, because I would class myself as a comedic actor. You know, I do comedy sketches, skits. I was brought up in pantomime, which is the highest form of comedy on stage.
Okay.
But I was thinking yesterday I would struggle to do stand up. Um, so I would struggle to be a comedian. When I'm doing comedic sketches, I'm a comedian actor.
Yeah.
So the actor. But to be up on stage telling jokes, making sure the crowd is in on it and happy is a very difficult thing to do. And I
Okay.
don't think I would be able to do that. So, yes, I think that you can be a comedian actor, not necessarily an actor to a comedian.
It's interesting you saying that because talking to you, I can see that you have this comedian vein on you. I can see that you have this way of making people laugh or smile. Um, and I get it. I think making people laugh, it can be really difficult because even more stand-up comedians, I literally, applaud them because for you to be able to stay there, get people's attention and make them laugh, it's a hard work for sure. It's not everyone who can do that.
Yes, what I do is I do a lot of interactive performances over Halloween and at Christmas time I play Santa Claus. And it's very much on the spot improvisation, but
Yeah,
only so much because there's still a minor script involved.
yeah,
Um, so as long as there's script, there's a bit of a, security. If
yeah.
there's no script and you're just going for it, that is very difficult. Very, very difficult. And improvisation is such a difficult thing to, master. I'd say I'm pretty good at it as long as the audience are giving something back to me, as long as it's, a call and response. But if I don't have that and I don't have that minor security, it is very difficult.
I had an interview here a while ago with a stand-up comedian from New York City, but he lives in LA now. And he said to me, William, I asked him one of the worst situation he had on his show, and he said to me, William, I was in an audience once, like in this place. He was starting his career, and he said the joke was so bad and it was so silent that he could hear the last table. The gentleman put his glass on the table. He could hear this noise from far away. He said, William, it was so bad that when I heard
Yeah.
this noise, I felt like, oh my God, that's really bad. And he was laughing about it. He was learning, he was navigating through his career. And of course, nowadays he does very well. But he said to me, I remember this noise of this glass. It stuck with me because it was so silent during my performance that I was like, oh my God, what I'm doing here right now.
Yeah. The world is swallowing you up.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Like, and I could picture myself in his skin. I was like, oh my God, I'll die. I'll literally die if it happened to me.
Yeah, I get it. Like 100%, I get it. Yeah, I'd be the same. I'd
For
just want to
sure.
shrivel up into myself.
Last question is, what bores you?
Bothers me.
What bores you?
Bores me.
Yeah.
What bores me? Games.
Okay.
I don't like board games. I don't like playing games.
Right.
I don't think they're very creative, and I don't like them. I
I
don't like
like
Monopoly. I don't like Snakes and Ladders, Scrabble. I don't like games.
right.
I like interactive things. I like
You like
maybe
movements.
yeah,
Movement. Yeah.
charades, Pictionary, creative. Yeah, things that are more, creative and physical. Don't like games. Really, the
Interesting.
card games, don't really like them. So, yeah, if they're not creative, if there's an activity that's not very creative, I don't like it.
Interesting. I get your
Yeah.
point. I can get into it, but I'm not the one who look for it. For example, if I'm on holidays or if I'm friends, if someone, let's do that, I will do it. But it's not something that I would come up naturally. I wouldn't say, let's play some game, or you know what I mean? I would prefer to be more active, doing something as well, like moving. You know what I mean? I get your point.
Yeah, definitely. I've never been a fan. It was like, if anyone was to say, "Come on, let's do this," I'll teach you the rules. I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. I'll be bored.
Interesting, I love it. Right, not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick
Okay.
thinking. Let's start with money.
Wealth,
Fear.
scared,
Family.
love,
Life.
positive,
Love.
family,
I knew it. Say that. Religion.
divide,
Sex.
mm, passionate,
Politics.
negative,
Friendship.
important,
Desire.
mm, a trying to think of the right word for that. Need,
Okay. Regret.
learning,
Success.
future,
One word for wish.
believe,
Happiness.
forever,
One word for England.
together,
One word for acting.
beauty,
If you could define your comedy sketch in one word, what that would be?
relatable.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your fiancée for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Ben in one positive and one negative word only. What she would say about you?
She would say that I'm always positive
Mhm.
and that would never change. Things won't get me down. Something negative, she might say um, that I'm so black and white.
Right.
That would be my negativity in terms of it's either this or that. There's no in between. And I think that just comes down to the structure of wanting things to go the right way. You know,
I get it.
many people have lives that go from A to Z easily. Other people's go A, B, clock, sandwich, cheese string, and it goes in all different directions. I just want to get from here to here as easy as possible.
If I would ask the same question to your parents, it would be the same answer.
Hmm. Positivity, yeah. I don't think they'd see my black and white as a negativity. Maybe they'd see that negative. Maybe that I get serious sometimes. Maybe I get quite serious. I don't think my mum would say that my yeah that would be a negative. That I don't believe she would say that. She would say, maybe you take things a bit too seriously sometimes.
When this interview goes live, when you get to this point, you pause it for a minute, ask their answer, and you play again to see if they're going to get it right.
I will. I will.
What's your star sign astrology? If you believe in astrology, what's your star sign?
So I'm a Taurus.
Ah, so you are April, May.
May the 1st.
Oh my God, 1st of May. Oh, it's a worldwide worker day.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you consider yourself a workaholic person?
Oh, what? Sorry.
Workaholic or person or
Uh,
not?
yeah. For arts, yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Amazing. Let's play now Ben and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's see your moves. Let's do it. Amazing. You can ask me a question now, Ben.
Okay. So, do you believe, William, that there is a connective network that humans tap into, like almost like a consciousness that we can tap into when we need creative ideas?
Great question, actually. Very creative question. Wow, come from you. I'm not surprised. Wow, what a great question. Over 1,000 interviews. Nobody asked me this question before. Interesting. I love it. I love it. You know, Ben, I think being a creative like you, I'm sure, in a different way, because I'm sure you got much more creativity than me. I, of course, there is something. I think there is something that, automatically or genuinely that's always there, that somehow it just clicks, you know what I mean? Clicks and just come naturally. I think we have this vein, this opening that somehow there's a connection there that we don't look for it. It just come for us somehow. You know what I mean? We make it happen somehow.
Yeah.
For sure, there is a connection from somewhere. There is something that maybe, before we were born, we've been chosen. Like, okay, this one's gonna, there is something there that, and understand you is it drives us every day. We need to do it. We need to explore it. We need to put it out. We need to share it. Because if you don't, you're gonna explode. It need to be done somehow. So there is this is about this connection that we have. It's like it's a force, like connecting us, like holding us to that. And if we don't do it, it's just it's not us. For example, when I'm doing the show here, you have no idea, Ben. I could do that 24 hours, no stop. It's something that moves me every day. I go to bed every night thinking about the magic box. I wake up every morning thinking about it. I'm traveling, I'm showering, I'm eating. The only time that somehow I disconnect a little bit when I'm watching a movie, the cinema. That's my therapy of the week. I always say that. It's the only time when I sit down in the cinema and I watch a movie. That's when somehow the magic box flew a little bit away from me. But as soon as the movie starts, like the end, that's it. Start already connecting. And that's I'm back to your question. That's the connection again. That's the force, the universe connecting me with this creativity that all of us, and I'm so grateful for that. I think it's amazing for us to be able to explore that, as you know very
Yeah.
well. It's like exploring a gift that was given to you. So I think, I'm talking, I'm very excited about your question. And it's about that. It doesn't matter what you do. Sometimes don't even need to be an artist. You could be in another, different journey, and it's still doing something that you create. It doesn't need to be art. It could be anything that for you it's something unique about yourself. And I think that's absolutely, there is a force out there that somehow it moves us every single day. You cannot run away of it. Wherever you go, whatever you are doing, it's still there. Even when you are facing challenging times, even when you are feeling the happiest, but it's still there. And I think that's a magical thing, and it's a powerful place to be. So yes, beautiful question, and I agree with. I totally yes. There is something out there, holding us, keeping us alive, keeping us, living something to the world. It's a gift. So for sure, I have no doubt of that. For sure, you can call anything. Could be universe, could be God, could be anything, but there is something there guiding us and making us explore something about us that can be creative, can be about yourself, could be anything. So yes, for sure, that's my answer for sure.
Well, great answer. I once read an article and it was about Michael Jackson actually, and he said he had an idea in the early hours of the morning and he called someone to get to the studio and he said, I
Yeah.
need you to record this song. And they said it's say it's 2 o'clock in the morning, Michael. We'll do it in the morning. He said, not gonna wait till morning because if I do, Prince will have already recorded it.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I watched the movie. I love the
Not
movie.
yet. I need to go see it.
Oh my God. There's a scene there. He moms. I'm not gonna spoil this part, but you're gonna remember me. There's a moment. A part of the movie he spent with his mom. There's a lot of parts with his mom,
Yeah.
and there was a moment that he was talking to his mom, and his mom told him something about his talent. I'm not gonna tell you. You're just gonna remember for sure when you watch the movie, and you're gonna remember this moment. I'm telling you right now. I felt
Yeah.
like she was talking to me,
Yeah.
literally. I remember when she was telling him this phrase, very powerful phrase, and I felt like, oh my God, now I understand why I came to see this movie. I need to hear that. I need it. And such a beautiful part. The whole movie is beautiful, but once you watch it, if you tell me if you get this part of this scene when he's with his mom, and you tell me if you could understand what I saw there, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. Anyway, amazing. Love your question. Thank you.
And great answer as well.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I did, yes, thank you very much. It's lovely to speak with you. You've got a
Thanks.
lovely aura, a lovely soul,
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you.
something to bounce off, positive.
Thanks so much. I think again back to our conversation. When you do something with love, people, even though they meet you for the first time, they can feel the energy, and I feel the same from you as well. Just watching that stories you
Yeah.
put there, you literally made me smile. You made me like, my God, that's exciting, that's scary, that's funny. Everything, like, I loved it. It made me smile for a few seconds for sure. Thank you very much. Keep going
Thank
with
you.
your talent, explore your gifts, never stop. I think it's all about you creating every single day. I think it's amazing. I think it's a hard journey. At the same time, it's very enjoyable. And I think the whole journey, that's what matters for sure.
100%, definitely, and thank you.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Absolutely. My quote for today is smile every once in a while.
Oh, sweet. I've heard once that if you smile every morning in the mirror, trust me, your day is going to be beautiful and nothing can go wrong. For sure. Start your day with a smile. Smile to yourself. I think that's the main thing. Start smiling to yourself every morning and you'll see the difference in your life for sure. Great.
Is it Charlie Chaplin that said, a day without smiling is a day wasted?
Good one.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So let's smile more
beautiful.
and more.
Yeah, you have to. You might get a few wrinkles, but worth
Oh, I'm full. I'm full now because I'm smiling all the time. I'm full.
it. Worth it.
Amazing. Okay. Thanks again. Regards to your partner, regards to your kids and your family, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay. Enjoy your evening.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Take care. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.